Hello everyone, welcome. This is gonna be first of a series of videos that I was thinking about doing. It's not so much of a tutorial or more like a gameplay or how I like to play the Division, especially Division 2. Ever since the first game, one of my favorite game modes is sniper builds. It's like the ideal type of scenarios and equipment and weapons for this type of shooter, even though it's more like a DPS game about sustaining firepower using SMGs, assault rifles, everything that gives you a lot of firepower, not too strong but very fast in a short period of time. And marksman rifles, sniper rifles in general, are kind of different. They rely on very slow RPM firepower, but very strong on every hit. And basically we have several types of sniper rifles, especially here in the second game. If we count the rifles, you have another category. Actually, is this the case with this build that I'm running? As you can see, I have two types of rifles. Full sniper, high power rifle. It's actually the Mantis, that one. That's an exotic rifle that I got recently, and I was farming for it because it was like a second option for me instead of using the Nemesis, which is like the top tier power rifle in all the game. Very strong, very powerful, and you can almost headshot anything on the game. Even though you're playing on challenge, even on heroic, you have a very strong build and a high level on your watch. But here is more like using a rifle that is better suited for like a slow to medium rate of fire. That gives you the option of taking care of your squad mates, to know where the enemies are, which one to shoot first, to prioritize. Like in this one, I'm using the Mantis first, picking target, select enemies, and if I start getting slow or getting low on accuracy, and I see more enemies rushing in, start to flank us, then I switch for this rifle. It's a classic M1A, which has better RPM and shoots very fast, very accurate. And using this scope from the specialization, you can use it like a sniper rifle, but with a lot of RPM. Combined with a build that will suit you, you can start laying a lot of firepower. Actually, this build is not too much on stacking up on headshots because I'm playing in console on PS4. Your aiming is always gonna be not as good as a PC with a mouse and a keyboard. So in this case, you expect to miss a lot of headshots, even though you practice and you get good at it. But when you're in a firefight and the enemies are coming from everywhere and you're taking damage and things get very hot, that's when you see that it's not as easy as you think to land those precision shots. You can see here, I'm like 60 to 50% accurate on my rifle. So most of the times I will land the shots, but the one that counts, the more important one that can save your life or the one of your teammates, probably is gonna be a missed shot, and that's gonna be the end of it. Like this, in this case, I gotta switch to my rifle very soon. I think I'm in control. I'm picking up targets. My teammates are doing most of the DPS or rapid fire damage. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. I can start picking up targets and be patient, wait for an opportunity. Like this. There you go. No, miss shot. So it's about like being patient, and before you know it, okay, you stack up a lot of damage on enemies. This is a heroic mode, so it's a bounty and a very hard one. As you can see, This is the moment when one teammate goes down and gets killed, and that means that you're outnumbered, you have less damage on the enemies. So it's time to get a better position. Location is always the key, and see where you can start helping your teammates. As you can see, I'm using the decoy because it's like a bread and butter between the decoy and the mantis. Whenever you aim at an enemy and it's not targeting at you, as you can see here, you can get like 50 extra percent headshot damage, which is insane. So that's when you get very powerful. You can see that one at the end is focused on my teammates. So that means that I can wait for an opportunity, start landing shots, getting damage down, wait for it, and before you know, you will drop their armor and your friends can finish them off, or you can keep on it. Like you're playing a designated marksman rifle support, but also you concentrate on a single enemy, like a solo sniper build, more suited for the nemesis. But in this case, you have to be very flexible. You know, you gotta know when you need to support your troops. Like in this case, you have a lot of enemies concentrated on one of your friends, so it's time to lay a lot of firepower on them. Hopefully they will turn into you. That will give the other guy the chance to get in a better position, heal up, or keep suppressing fire. And there goes, like very fun. You start to feel like you are part of a team and you are an important part of it. Most of the time the guys that you are playing, especially if they're random, they don't know what you are doing. They might even think that you are like not doing anything. But when the sharks come in after a mission, that's when you see how many headshots you got, how many kills, and they say, okay, hold on, how did she do it? But yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they have trouble with some enemies, but because you are suppressing fire on them, not only you are doing damage, they also get distracted. That's when you become very important to the team. These particular enemies, they are the Black Tusk, and they use a lot of high tech and drones and robots, especially those like dog-like enemies. And usually you need to put more rounds on those enemies. That's when you start using your rifle. It has enough damage, not as strong as a single shot of the mantis or another sharpshoot rifle, but as you can see, they do a lot of critical damage, and they do armor damage, which is very important. You see how quickly their armor goes off, and that's when you kill them real fast. There goes. Now is the time to kill the bounty boss. And even though you are missing shots, like in this case, I'm not very accurate right now, you're suppressing the enemy. As long as you keep the scope on the enemy, she will do nothing, and that's when everybody flank her, and then you can start popping shots. Everybody's doing their part, and before you know it, the enemy is down. Very satisfying when you play this way, especially when you start doing those chain kills. Like you do that first shot, that perfect shot on the enemy. You wait for your guys to start the fight, and then there you go, you start fighting. Another thing about this build is that I'm using a chest that uses what's it called, Headhunter, I believe. That means when you kill an enemy with a headshot, the next round you hit on an enemy, it's gonna have a ton of damage based on the headshot you landed. Usually when you do a headshot, it's gonna be like in the million damage on the enemy. That means the next one is gonna be devastating. So the thing is that You kill the weakest one first, and then you wait for an elite enemy. That's when you do that precision shot that will destroy it or put him in a very bad spot, you know. Okay, right now I'm very far and safe, and I actually got another guy that is sitting with me like my spotter. Even though we are not communicating on headphones, I think they know what I'm doing. So they start synergizing with me. They know they have to go up front, but they will be very well covered because I keep shooting at enemies, not to worry about they getting their attention on me. They just get the damage, especially because this build is all about damage and I'm very squishy. I don't have like too much armor. That means that a very well placed shot or explosive damage usually will take me down very fast. When I feel like there are too many enemies or they are coming from different sides, and that's when I switch for the rifle for more crowd control. But right now I think I have enough distance and I can keep shooting enemies, going for those sweet headshots, you know. And that guy is still with me, like he knows where it's safer. He's playing safe right now. The other guys, there's one guy that always tries to go up front and start hoarding those kills to get a better result. So okay, we have a minigun station. That means that one the priority. It's about taking care of him real fast, and the threat is down. Now you go for the next one, an artillery guy. We have another on a higher ground position. You take care of it, and it will make the life easier for your squad. And now it's all about picking up the rest of the guys. So yep, that's pretty much the build and the role I'm playing right now. As you can see, these guys, I just jumped into the team leader, the one that is on the front of the names, and I started helping him and on heroic difficulty here in Manhattan. And before you know it, we had the other two guys, and now it's a full squad. No one is communicating. No one knows what the other guy is thinking or saying. That means that we have to be like extra aware of what the other guys are doing, what type of weapons they have, if they go up front, if they heal you, if they use skills. By now, I pretty much they're very sure that I'm using my marksman rifles, so they know I'm gonna be on the backside, always helping, always providing support and raining fire on the enemy. When we have another one guy down, it's time to go for a faster rifle. You go for my M1A and start shooting those rounds. Keep the enemy busy, suppressed, taking damage. Now it's time to take care of that one, but he's very well hidden behind the cover and the shield. There it goes. Not too bad at all. Yeah, so we're like in the beginning of this heroic mission, and it's not a cakewalk, especially when we don't have like the highest level or on the hardcore players or better loot or better gear sets, but you start getting like better and better on your build. Before you know it, you can start taking risk. In this case, for me, challenge mode is like an easy mode, very quickly, very easy, and I can pretty much solo everything. But on heroic is kind of different. I've done legendaries, which are a pain in the ass. It's almost like they take the fun of the game because all the enemies are tanky and they one-shot kill you. So that is like where's the realism on that? So yeah, here in heroic is like it's very hard, but also not too unforgettable. It still gives you the chance to take down enemies, and it's like a very good test on your damage, on your build, what you want to get out of your character. and that's when you get the better feedback on your build. After these missions, that's when I started to see, okay, what improvement can I make on my build, on my weapons, and you start getting it better, and you become a better player because it's like a mix between your gear set, your weapon, and the type of play or how you do the game. And it's like not for everybody. Not everybody loves the snipers, and some of them hate them because they feel like they're very slow and they get very exposed. But the thing is, like playing this way, pick your spot and know where to help the squads. This is an excellent position, waiting for the enemies from a higher ground, and everybody is raining on them. As you can see, they're using skill, they're using riot foam, which paralyze them. And as you can see, we have this heavy with a shield. It's almost impossible to destroy the shield, but when you hit those weak points, because he gets exposed of the fire of the other guys, that's when you pick up that weakness and you destroy him. You melt that guy, which was very, very hard. Here comes a couple of heavies and artillery guys. They have ton of health, so it's gonna be super difficult. But as long as you keep getting those headshots, you see how fast their armor goes off. Now we have to concentrate on this guy because now he's onto us. This is one of those times when you become the prey. Just you lose the advantage and you go full defensive. So you always have to have a backup plan, a place to get cover, to dig out, and then wait for the opportunity like this one. You destroy the tanks, and then you can do some serious damage. Then you can lay fire on the other minion, and that's the end of him. There it goes. And because he's concentrating on my drone, and he exposes his back, and he's dead meat. And that's all he wrote. You can see the combination on your decoy and striker drone, which always gets the enemy distracted, and your squad mates, that gives you a lot of room for exposing yourself and taking those shots, even if you are not in cover. But you have to be very, very careful not to mess it up and wait for one guy to see you like a sitting duck, because you are on a scoped site and you lose all your awareness on the rest of the enemies and the surrounding. This is like a full concentrate on a very small scope and going for that kill. So yeah, it's all about laying those shots, scope out and see what's coming from every side, see where your guys are, and then you go start laying fire again. You know where they're coming from. It's a dead end from them, and then you can just concentrate on being accurate and start picking them up. Well, now we got a little chance to talk about I read a little about what the squad designated marksman role is, and what the difference between marksman and a sniper, a dedicated sniper. Well, a sniper usually is like, in the movies, where he's a solo guy, usually with a spotter, a companion, and they have one objective, which is take down a high valuable target, or a target of opportunity of a high profile, more like an assassination. So it's all about going to that spot when you wait for your chance to pick up the enemy, and then get out of there, because you're on a two-man squad and you are on enemy territory. So that's more like that's full sniper role. But in this case, the marksman support, the designated marksman, came out from Soviet Union on the 60s, when they started using the Dragunov, the SVD rifle, and it's very similar to the M1A, but a little more powerful. And it became apparent because over time the rounds and the cartridge on rifles, on assault rifles on troops, became less and less effective on medium to long range. That left a huge gap, and that's when enemies' high power rifle snipers builds uh, could hunt down the troops and use like scare tactics or terrorism on the enemies on your troops, because they cannot defend from a very long range enemy. So they needed someone in the squad with a good powerful rifle, fast enough and versatile, I think, yeah, to be able to adapt to the battlefield, stay close to the troops, but still a sniper that could get on better spots and positions to be able to lay support fire on your squad mates. More like in this case. So if this were more a tactical game like Ghost Recon, you could be that full sniper rifleman that could use a very strong rifle and stay in a well hidden position and pick up a high valuable target. But still, you're still part of a team on those types or those kind of scenarios. So you're still going to be a squad designated marksman, like in this case. But you know, you're playing solo, you can use a very strong rifle and pick enemies from a very long range, which usually is very good for the open world on these two games, because you get very good range on killing enemies before they get close to you. But on missions like this one, it's always mid-range to very close, and using a bolt action rifle is not always the best option. So you have to rely on your teammates in that case. So now we are on the end of the mission. This is like the last stand of the enemies, where they're gonna be in this closed area. They're gonna be coming very fast, and a lot of them very strong. So you have to be super fast. We have one guy down, and he's very far. It's not very easy to get him up, and the rest of the squad is very exposed if they try to pick him up. So it's now a liability. It's very difficult because we are one man down, and he's gonna be dead very soon. Not too many chances to help him, and in this case, it gets very rough because one guy gets onto me. That's what probably the enemy always have to do. They should focus on me, they concentrate on me, and they should go and try to kill me, but instead they go for my teammate because I'm far enough. And now this is gonna be super hard. Everybody's down, and we only have one guy with me. So I have to be more aggressive and help him real fast. I have to kill everything that tries to flank him and surround him, and give him enough chance to evaluate the situation. Will he back down with me? Will he go for another of our friends to try to pick him up? What I can do is like use my decoy, get him distracted, and start killing very quick and very effective. Go for everybody. I need to take care of this shield guy. So it's all about using everything you have. A flashbang, and he has the shield into me. Very difficult to go for his weak spot, but I'm concentrating my fire on him, so he is full concentrate on me, and that's when I got the kill, and my teammates could get some room. So this is the last guy alive. He's about to go down. Now I can pick him up, and now we have a fighting chance. So this is usually what you don't want to do when you have this sniper build. Is not about, you don't want to go on the heat of the battle. That one is almost done, but she is about to kill me. You see how quickly she destroys my armor. Like no big deal. And and she was a red one, not even that strong. I think she's still alive. I'm gonna need a drone there. And that shot, there goes. Okay, because I'm killing most of the enemies on this flank, that means that my teammates can start picking each other up, and they're very much back on the fight. Now it gets interesting. One of the guys disconnected, does like a kill in action, just in time for the boss and his friends.
Let's get them, boys. Time to put these fuckers down.
Okay, now we are kind of in deep trouble. Very difficult to see, and they have huge shields. The only advantage I have is that I'm shooting from the flank, and there goes the first one. Very fast, as long as I'm going for the weak spot, and there goes the second one. Let's see how fast I can take him down. I'm trying to kill one of the support enemies, and he's into me. That means the other guys can concentrate on the weak spot. So I'm not like a total waste in this case, even though my rounds aren't doing too much damage. I'm still keeping the enemy into me in this case, and that's when I can lay down on them. Now they are fully aware of where I am. They're going for a decoy and they're gonna destroy him very soon. So now I have to relocate, but it's a risk right now, because if I start moving around, the biggest chance is that I'm gonna be running into the other enemies, which are everywhere. There's actually one guy over there. Yep, he's coming to me. Yeah, there's another one. I have to hide and get in a better spot. I think nobody followed me, so okay, I can keep shooting. Take a quick peek around, left, right, and the middle. I'm very okay. Now I can move around a little bit, and there goes. Very exposed. There goes the shield, and he's pretty much dead. There goes buddy. Now the main boss. Now he has like a ton of armor even without his shield, so it takes a ton of rounds. But that's the thing about my rifle in this case. You see those critical hits? It's like twice the damage over there, 1.2 million instead of 600k. So when I land a shot, that's when the pain goes on the enemies. And he's almost dead, and there he goes.
Rogue agent deceased.
Okay, we're in control now. Now be careful and take care of the rest of the enemies. By the way, the team leader used a directive where the enemies won't appear on the radar. That means it's all about situational awareness and identified targets. There goes, that's the last one. Very fast, very good. I was super fun to play this game in this way. Hope you like it, and I'll see you later. And I just take a quick peek on my how I did, you know. Let's see how it goes. There goes. The strongest and most number of enemy deaths. Not bad at all.